Zach, when you're looking at sort of how that depth has played out, do you think that this is good? Do you think that LeBron needs a little bit more help? And if so, should the Lakers be targeting somebody specific?
I think so far they've just had to muddle through, and it hasn't been what they've envisioned. Austin Reeves, whether it's as a starter or on the bench, I think they need to play him more and give him the ball more. I want to see what it looks like with more Gabe Vincent, who we've barely seen, more Austin Reeves handling the ball, more of that stuff before I come to the conclusion that, hey, that one first-round pick we still haven't traded, we got to trade that, plus a bunch of salary attached to players that play in our rotation for an upgrade, whoever that might be. People are going to want to link Zach LaVine to this team, and I do think he makes some stylistic sense for what the Lakers need, but that's a big contract and a player that has very little to no experience in big to winning playoff games. So I'm going to pump the brakes just a bit. Okay. I want to see a little more what I got first.
That's fair.
No, I agree. Seeing what you got is key here, but there's also other players out there. I like Zach LaVine to a certain degree, but I look at a Pascal Siakam. I look at a Kyle Kuzma. Those are the two players that when you start to hear the grumblings around the league about who could be open, and this is why. If you're going to have to give up that pick and some players, you're most likely going to have to give up some wing depth. Both of those guys are wing players. You're not replacing a position, let's say like a Chris Paul, where you have a duplicate player there. So Pascal Siakam can do a little bit of everything. The one thing that I will point at, a lot of people said that this year's team was similar to the 2020 team, but I still think
because of those bigs,
because of the two bigs. Well, it's because you have your two stars and then you have very good players around. It's not like a third superstar like a Russ. But I think we're looking at right now is that this core group is not quite as good or is not performing at the 2020 level. So that's why people are talking about and looking for an upgrade. And I think there are upgrades out there in those wing positions.
There's upgrades out there. You bring up 2020. The name Alex Caruso comes up quite a bit. I don't think they need a third star. They just need to see what they have. But also, there's players out there. Colin Sexton.
Yep.
There's Alex Caruso, DeMar DeRozan. Those are going to be a lot of names that'll flow out there. But we just got started.
Right. We're only 20 games into the season, but it's also the time where our other teams, you mentioned a team like or a player like Siakam. Are the Toronto Raptors going to start to slide? What direction is their season going? And that can dictate a whole lot for a team like the Lakers, who are really hoping to be.
Not if Scotty Barnes keeps playing the way he is.
And really quickly, when you look at Toronto, they lost Van Fleet for nothing. He left. You can't have an all-star level guard that gets damn near a max contract and gets zero in return. So if I'm Toronto, if I'm their organization, I'm actually worried about players leaving in free agency and we're not going to get anything. So you can't, if you're Toronto, time's the move. Hopefully you learned your lesson last year, and Masai's one of the best in the business. But I think Toronto is going to make a move in fear of losing a player in free agency to nothing.
Go ahead, Zach.
Hold up. Can I just interject on behalf of everybody in Canada and from Canada and even the Moose in Canada? If the Raptors had tried to trade Pascal Siakam, if they decide to, there are a lot of teams that are going to be able to outbid the one first-round pick and mid-tier players that the Lakers have to offer. I just want to say that. That's all. No. Apologies, Toronto. We love you.
I'm on fire.